Sample GRE registered issue task with strategies, sample essay responses and rate a commentary. Sample issue task. Here is a sample issue task that you might encounter on the GRE Analytical Writing measure. As people rely more and more on technology to solve problems, the ability of humans to think for themselves will surely deteriorate. Discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the statement and explain your reasoning for the position you take. In developing and supporting your position, you should consider ways in which the statement might or might not hold true and explain how these considerations shape your position. Strategies for this topic. In this task, you are asked to discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the statement. Thus, responses may range from strong agreement or strong disagreement to qualified agreement or qualified disagreement. You are also instructed to explain your reasoning and consider ways in which the statement might or might not hold true. A successful response need not comment on all or any one of the points listed here and may well discuss other reasons or examples not mentioned here in support of the position taken. Although this topic is accessible to respondents of all levels of ability, for any response to receive a top score, it is particularly important that you remain focused on the task and provide clearly relevant examples and/or reasons to support the point of view you are expressing. Lower-level responses may be long and full of examples of modern technology, but those examples may not be clearly related to a particular position. For example, a respondent who strongly disagrees with the statement may choose to use computer technology as proof that thinking ability is not deteriorating. However, the mere existence of computer technology does not adequately prove this point. For example, perhaps the ease of computer use inhibits our thinking ability. To receive a higher level score, the respondent should explain in what ways computer technology may call for or require thinking ability. This topic could elicit a wide variety of approaches, especially considering the different possible interpretations of the phrase "the ability of humans to think for themselves." Although most respondents may take it to mean problem solving, others could interpret it as emotional and social intelligence, i.e., the ability to communicate/connect with others. With any approach, it is possible to discuss examples such as calculators, word processing tools such as spell/grammar check, tax preparation software, internet research, and a variety of other common household and business technologies. 2. You may agree with the topic and argue that reliance on technology leads to dependency. We come to rely on problem-solving technologies to such a degree that when they fail we are in worse shape than if we didn't have them. Everyday technologies such as calculators and cash registers have decreased our ability to perform simple calculations, a use it or lose it approach to thinking ability. Or you may take issue with the topic and argue that technology facilitates and improves our thinking skills, arguing that developing, implementing and using technology requires problem-solving. Technology frees us from mundane problem-solving, for example, calculations, and allows us to engage in more complex thinking. Technology provides access to information otherwise unavailable. Technology connects people at a distance and allows them to share ideas. Technology is dependent on the human ability to think and make choices. Every implementation of and advance in technology is driven by human intelligence and decision-making. On the other hand, you could decide to explore the middle ground in the debate and point out that while technology may diminish some mental skill sets, it enables other, perhaps more important, types of thinking to thrive. Such a response might distinguish between complex problem-solving and simple data maintenance, i.e., performing calculations and organizing information. Other approaches could involve taking a historical, philosophical or sociological stance or, with equal effectiveness, using personal experience to illustrate a position. One could argue that the value or detriment of relying on technology is determined by the individual, or society, using it, or that only those who develop technology, i.e., technical specialists, are maintaining their problem-solving skills, while the rest of us are losing them. Again, it is important for you to avoid overly general examples or lists of examples without expansion. It is also essential to do more than paraphrase the prompt. Please keep in mind that what counts is the ability to clearly express a particular point of view in relation to the issue and specific task instructions and to support that position with relevant reasons and/or examples. Sample essay responses and rater commentary. For this task, the sample essays that follow were written in response to the sample issue task. The rater commentary that follows each sample essay explains how the response meets the criteria for that score. For a more complete understanding of the criteria for each score point, consult the Analyze an Issue Scoring Guide. Note: all responses are reproduced exactly as written, including errors, misspellings, etc., if any. Essay response. Score 6. The statement linking technology negatively with free-thinking plays on recent human experience over the past century. Surely there has been no time in history where the lived lives of people have changed more dramatically. A quick reflection on a typical day reveals how technology has revolutionized the world. Most people commute to work in an automobile that runs on an internal combustion engine. During the workday, chances are high that the employee will interact with a computer that processes information on silicon bridges that are 0.09 microns wide. Upon leaving home, family members will be reached through wireless networks that utilize satellites orbiting the Earth. Each of these common occurrences could have been inconceivable at the turn of the 19th century. The statement attempts to bridge these dramatic changes to a reduction in the ability for humans to think for themselves. The assumption is that an increased reliance on technology negates the need for people to think creatively to solve previous quandaries. Looking back at the introduction, one could argue that without a car, computer, or mobile phone, the hypothetical worker would need to find alternate methods of transport, information processing, and communication. Technology short-circuits this thinking by making the problems obsolete. However, this reliance on technology does not necessarily preclude the creativity that marks the human species. The prior examples reveal that technology allows for convenience. The car, computer, and phone all release additional time for people to live more efficiently. This efficiency does not preclude the need for humans to think for themselves. In fact, technology frees humanity to not only tackle new problems, but may itself create new issues that did not exist without technology. For example, the proliferation of automobiles has introduced a need for fuel conservation on a global scale. With increasing energy demands from emerging markets, global warming becomes a concern inconceivable to the horse and buggy generation. Likewise, dependence on oil has created nation-states that are not dependent on taxation, allowing ruling parties to oppress minority groups such as women. Solutions to these complex problems require the unfettered imaginations of maverick scientists and politicians. In contrast to the statement, we can even see how technology frees the human imagination. Consider how the digital revolution and the advent of the Internet has allowed for an unprecedented exchange of ideas. WebMD, a popular Internet portal for medical information, permits patients to self-research symptoms for a more informed doctor visit. This exercise opens pathways of thinking that were previously closed off to the medical layman. With increased interdisciplinary interactions, inspiration can arrive from the most surprising corners. Jeffrey Sachs, one of the architects of the UN Millennium Development Goals, based his ideas on emergency care triage techniques. The unlikely marriage of economics and medicine has healed tense, hyperinflation environments from South America to Eastern Europe. This last example provides the most hope in how technology actually provides hope to the future of humanity. By increasing our reliance on technology, impossible goals can now be achieved. Consider how the late 20th century witnessed the complete elimination of smallpox. This disease had ravaged the human race since prehistorical days, and yet with the technology of vaccines, free-thinking humans dared to imagine a world free of smallpox. Using technology, battle plans were drawn out, and smallpox was systematically targeted and eradicated. Technology will always mark the human experience, from the discovery of fire to the implementation of nanotechnology. Given the history of the human race, there will be no limit to the number of problems, both new and old, for us to tackle. There is no need to retreat to a Luddite attitude to new things, but rather embrace a hopeful posture to the possibilities that technology provides for new avenues of human imagination. Rater commentary for essay response. Score 6. The author of this essay stakes out a clear and insightful position on the issue and follows the specific instructions by presenting reasons to support that position. The essay cogently argues that technology does not decrease our ability to think for ourselves, but merely provides additional time for people to live more efficiently. In fact, the problems that have developed alongside the growth of technology, pollution, political unrest in oil-producing nations, actually call for more creative thinking, not less. In further examples, the essay explains how technology allows for the linking of ideas that may never have been connected in the past, like medicine and economic models, pushing people to think in new ways. Examples are persuasive and fully developed, reasoning is logically sound and well supported. Ideas in the essay are connected logically, with effective transitions used both between paragraphs, however, or in contrast to the statement, and within paragraphs. Sentence structure is varied and complex, and the essay clearly demonstrates facility with the conventions of standard written English, i.e., grammar, usage and mechanics, with only minor errors occurring. Thus, this essay meets all the requirements for receiving a top score, a 6. Essay response, score 5. Surely many of us have expressed the following sentiment: